What's up, TikTok? Let me tell you about one of the most crazy experiences I had in the hospital, tripping on ketamine. So I was in the hospital after the surgery and they had me on ketamine for the pain, but let me tell you, it was way more than just pain relief. It felt like I was completely outside of my body. It was like I was floating above myself and watching everything from a distance. And I was also had zero control out of everything. And it wasn't just that. I started seeing things. I genuinely thought birds were flying from around the room. Some of them even flying straight into my bed. It was insane. It felt so real. Every time one flew at me, I'd brace for it. And you know the worst part? I still couldn't shake this feeling that something terrible was about to happen. I had this impending doom, like something was lurking around the corner. And obviously I didn't see something. I mean, I did see birds, but there was just this impending doom. It felt like the room was getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And I thought, this is it. Something bad is coming. I'd also had this intense experience where I thought I was flying above the hospital while I was in the coma. I could see myself. I was outside with my whole family smoking a vape and telling them that I was going to be okay. And I'd already knew that I was in hospital, which is crazy because I was in a coma because of the accident. I was so sure this was real that even when I came out of the coma, I thought that this was the truth. And I'd started asking about where my vape was and how did we get from outside to in here, which I was just confusing everyone with. But ketamine is supposed to help with the pain, but honestly, it had me living in this surreal, almost terrifying experience where reality just wasn't there anymore. They had me on ketamine because it was the highest legal doses of fentanyl and morphine, and the trauma and pain to my body was still making me scream in agony, and I couldn't control it. It was almost primal. They called it the Christmas trees were lit up when I had all these machines beeping next to me, and I had all the lights next to it because of all the pain medication they were giving me at one time. But unfortunately, one sad thing I kind of remember is that when I came out of the coma, I had a tube stuck down my throat and I couldn't speak. And I was so scared and I kept trying to pull it out. And the doctors were pinning down my arms and I was trying to scream. But my mouth was covered and I had a tube down my throat. And everyone just kept asking me questions about what happened, how did the accident happen. And I had no idea. I was confused. I still to this day have zero memory of what happened. But then I got a pen and paper and started writing. Well, I was handed a pen and paper so because I kept trying to mime and try and say something. But all I ended up writing was, please do not let Nana know, which is my grandmother. Because I didn't want to upset her and didn't want to get her worried if I wasn't going to make it or not. And that really does put things into perspective. When you are fighting for your life, please cherish each day like it is your last, and never leave the house without saying I love you or goodbye. So yeah, tripping on ketamine in the hospital, not exactly what I signed up for. Well, I didn't sign up for anything, but it is a story I'll never forget. Since I do know that ketamine is done recreationally, and I may or may have not done it before, this was on a whole different level. And anyone else ever had an experience like this, please let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys like and share, and I'll have more stories for you guys in the next coming days. Thank you.